Have you ever wake up in the middle of the night seeing the sky so bright? Not caused by fantasy or the thought of being visionary, but because of the sudden line flashes and strikes that drastically change the aura of the night's scenery? Or have you ever been frightened of the roars and bangs of the above, thinking how you have angered nature by the loud thought it gave? Or have you ever witnessed how rapid water flows, not from the faucet or hose, but from the pouring rain which eventually overfills the holes? And have you ever shivered from the cold breeze and bothered by the drops of the rainfall, realizing how all of these are the dreadful segments of a certain disaster? It all points at the typhoon, also known as hurricane or cyclone, which is an intense circular storm that originates over warm tropical oceans and is characterized by low atmospheric pressure, high winds, and heavy rain. Moreover, a typhoon is usually accompanied by a strong wind, thunderstorm, flooding, storm surge, landslides, and mudflows. Indeed, a typhoon can be devastating and destructive. It can ruin massive properties, cause economic crisis and instability, and worse, can take away millions of lives. But with proper handling and preparation, anyone can prevent these horrifying after effects. The right disaster risk preparedness plan and precautionary measures can lead to everyone's safety and welfare. Thus, we present to you the tips in surviving a typhoon, the before, during, and after enactment. Before every upcoming typhoon, tip number 1 is to keep yourself updated. With the various media platforms, it is next to impossible to not be updated of the supposed typhoon's movement, so make use of the radio stations, news in the television, or even updates posted in your social media accounts. Tip number 2 is to inspect and clean up your house, especially your drainage system. Check to see if there's a need to fix your house, such as holes on your roofs, damaged doors, windows, or ceilings. Have them fixed as soon as possible. Do check as well your drainage system. If there is clogging, have them fixed or removed any material that may possibly cause the clogging. Tip number 3 is to store an ample amount of ready-to-eat foods and water that will last for a few days. Ready-to-eat foods such as canned or packed goods are especially helpful when cooking is no longer feasible. Tip number 4 is to always have your emergency kits with you. Your emergency kit may include first aid supplies, candles, flashlights, life vests, and battery-operated radio. And tip number 5, have an evacuation plan ready to avoid further panicking and to easily move out from your place if your local community officials require you to do so. Whilst during typhoon, tip number 1 is to stay inside your house if no advice to evacuate was announced. Keep yourself calm and postpone any scheduled travels. Tip number 2 is to be alert of the water level in your surroundings. If you see signs of water rising, better turn off the main sources of electricity for a safer ground. Tip number 3. If you're told to evacuate, calmly comply. Wear protective gear such as a raincoat and boots, and never forget to take your survival or emergency kit with you. And after a typhoon, there are still things left to do. Tip number 1. Get yourself some updates about the typhoon if it has completely left or still in progress. Make use of the portable radios or news updates in your gadgets. Tip number 2 is to carefully inspect your house and surrounding of damage, especially in wirings that can cause danger later on. If there is, seek help from technicians to fix this. For minor damages, quickly repair it with the help of your elders. Tip number 3, check your essential supply like food, drinking water, toiletries, and medicinal supply. If not enough, conserve them until things will be back to normal. Tip number 4, participate in the cleanup drive in your surroundings. Dispose of the things that may be a ground for mosquitoes to breed. Such kinds of stuffs may include tires, cans, or pots. Tip number 5, check the safety of families and friends outside of your home. You can easily give them a call or a message because your safety is as important as theirs. So that's it. I hope we gave you enough insights on what to do when a typhoon is coming around. Always remember that one's safety must come first. So stay safe and alert, everyone. May the spirit of the survivor be with you all.
And we're humming, humming, and we're loving, loving all day. Flying high like the birds and the bees, and we're feeling alive while we float with the breeze. 'Cause we're buzzing, buzzing, and we're humming, humming.